Today I'm going to be working on my rag rug. Thought I'd make a little video about it. I went to a couple of thrift stores today and I got some more sheets. Jeff has got them washing. I did a live, I think it was yesterday, and I didn't know that your lives didn't save. I thought maybe I would do the live and then we could come back and look at it later. I guess that's not how it works. So this rug that I'm making is called Bumpy Country Roads, and I like it because it is more of a rectangular, or you can just keep going with it and make it into a runner as opposed to oval or round, which probably next time I'll do an oval or round one, just because I like to do everything different. I like to learn to do everything. I mean, I've done oval ones before and probably round ones. I don't remember about the round, but this particular kind I have not done. So what I'm doing is I'm lining up my old piece and my new piece, and I'm clipping off those corners so that when I put it together I won't have a those dog ear looking things hanging out. So then you put your new piece on top of your current piece, line up your holes, whoops, and then you bring this around and bring it underneath, and then you can fasten them together. See how nice that is? And it crochets in nicely. I'm using a P 11.5 millimeter hook, and this particular pattern calls for that, and it seems to be fairly easy. I added in the white because I was just going to make it the brown, light blue, dark blue, but I realized it takes a lot of strips, so I thought, ooh, I better add another color in there. So I added in white. It seems like you're constantly having to add in strips. And then, like, when there's cruddy parts to your strip, that's all right. I'm just going to cut that off. I always keep my trash can close by, and then I'll just connect those strips, cut my dog ears, or whatever you want to call it, and then fold it over a little bit, cut a slice. And now I'm just going to put one on top of the other, and whichever one is on top, then you bring that around below. And you can sit there and do this to all of your sheet yarn, but I didn't want to do that because I want to change it as I'm going along. I don't want it just to be random. So that's why I'm doing it this way. So now I got to connect it to my piece I'm working on. So I cut my corners off. The only thing bad about cutting them on top of your thing is they're hard to see where they are. So I put my new piece on top of my working piece, find my hole, and then poke the other end through this way. And then I just kind of tug it till it's like that. So on this row that I'm working on, I chained 3 on the side, and then I'm doing 3 double crochets in my little hole there. That was chain 3 from the row before. So did I tell you that I'm going to make a gold and blue one next time? Next rug. Okay, so I got my 3 double crochets in, and then I'm going to chain 1, and that's going to be, I'm going to skip over this next spot here, and then I'm going to do 3 more double crochets into the next spot. So see how quickly that went? So you're constantly adding more yarn. I think my husband wonders what I'm doing all the time, back here talking to myself. But he's talking to the animals up there, so I guess it's all right. And if you forget which way to put these on, you'll soon learn if you did it wrong, because it won't make a knot. It'll just slip right on through. But see, it kind of just, it keeps those, since you trim the side, you don't have that square part sticking out so much. So I'll continue on. So I was going to do like my colors like that, but then I realized, ooh, I'm not going to have very much of the other colors. So I put in white, and then a color white. After this white one, I'll do a blue one. So that's one thing about a rug. You kind of do, it's a little hard unless you're using new fabric or you have like a big giant sheet to know, okay, I'm gonna have this color scheme. And actually, just random colors is pretty too, I think. I'm doing a lot of lap afghans in yarn. I'm trying to use up my yarn stash and not buy any more crafting products. And I'm doing okay. It's kind of hard not to buy anything. Now these 2 are a little bit shorter, so I'm going to fasten those 2 together and then fasten them to my working yarn. And you know, this does take some time to do these rugs, but I'm trying to enjoy the process. I have always been one of those who is a get her done kind of gal, and I'm trying to slow down and enjoy the process. because I don't have a bunch of kids at home anymore needing my attention, so I have time to do stuff. I kind of do it up to the side here so that I can see where my pieces are. But like I said, you can see I spent a lot of time adding strips. And I have done it the other way where you just make a big ball, and that's fine too. But this time I wanted to kind of control my colors a little more. I've done it where you do all the whites, all the colors, all this, all that. And I found that if I kind of do that a little bit, then it makes the knot a little better. See, that's a kind of a fat one. But if I can make it smaller. So back to this. So I guess my next color is going to be the blue again. And this was a shower curtain. And I'm not sure that was the best idea of fabric to use because it's not cotton. And it is kind of frayy. And I knew for sure I didn't want to have a whole rug with this because I think it would be too slick. But I thought if I put it in with other cotton that it would be okay. And I think it is going to be fine. Now see when there's a knot there. So sometimes that's a little hard to work in, but if you just make sure that you're not crocheting real tight, it's not that bad. And I can't say how many strips it takes to go across because like on the end of a sheet or whatever, where like on a fitted sheet, that end is a lot smaller. Plus then I had to cut out worn out areas where the fabric was just too thin. See, here's a short one and here's a longer one. So I'll just put those two together. So I need to figure out if there's a way to do a live and still be able to save it, because that's kind of fun when people can get on and talk to you while you're doing it. I know there is a way to do it because I watch like court shows and stuff like that, real courts, and those guys have the lives and then you can go back later and watch them. So I know there's a way to do it, but I didn't do it right somehow. Surprise, surprise. Oh, anyway. So I was going to make this a long runner, but I really didn't know how long it's going to end up being. So it could, you know, be nice this way. But I think I'm going to put it in front of my kitchen sink, because I think that will work out nicely. When I cut up these sheets, I had this blue was a shower curtain, and this kind of brown was a part of a top sheet, and I don't know, I'd say a twin size. And then this blue was a fitted queen size sheet, and this white, and with a big hole where somebody's toes had rubbed it. And then this white one, there was a piece of like tea towel, maybe muslin or whatever. And then there was a fitted twin sheet. So that's what I got to work with. And I thought about going and getting some more and cutting that up, but I thought, well, I kind of want to see how far this amount of fabric goes. So I don't know. We will find out. I guess when I get done, I'll know about how much it takes to do this. Every once in a while I mess up and put it on the wrong side, like the top or the bottom, the opposite of where you're supposed to be. And you find out right away you did it wrong because the knot just slips right on through. It doesn't make a knot. So you're like, whoops, guess I messed that one up. I have a wicker basket that I put my strips in, and I don't, like I just cut up my white, throw them in there, cut up my blue, throw them in there, so on and so forth. I don't try to keep them separate, which you could, but so that means I have to dig around to find another white or whatever doesn't happen to be on top, but that's not a big deal. I don't want a dozen, or in this case it'd be four containers of fabric down there. So, or this is my basket that I use, and you can see it's got the different colors. So I might go out and pull a bunch of the next color when I'm ready for that. Oops, forgot to cut my slit. And when I get towards the end, I always hope, well, I hope this is the last one I need. And if I get to the end and I just have a few more stitches, I go ahead and just add another one of the same color, unless it's something besides white. I've been using more white because I have more white. But I'll show you here in a second what I'm talking about. See, like along the edge there, I went ahead with white, went ahead with white, went ahead with white. And another thing, I have to hold my hook like this, which I think a lot of people just crochet normally like this, but that's not how I hold my hook when I crochet. I hold it like this. But it's too strong of fabric to do that with when I'm making rugs. So I have to do it like this, so then my hand gets fatigued. And I realized that I had missed a stitch. I think. I don't know. Looks good. And it's a rug. So it's not like I'm going to get like all picky on it and freak out. Here's another short one. That's not going to be enough, but I'll use it. And I suppose you could do like this and clip your deals. Let's see, like when I cut this one, there was a wonky spot, so I'll cut that off. I don't need that hanging out, showing. I remember in, I think it was Branson, one time there was went to a craft fair there, and some lady was making rag rugs. And this was, oh, a good 20 years ago. And she was selling them for like $45 back then. And I thought, ooh, I can make those. Wonder what one sells for nowadays. The only thing is I think that you have to be real careful that you don't put these like in an older person's home or somebody who has walking issues where they're a trip hazard. I have a friend that's quite young that had a stroke, and I would never give her one because she has trouble getting her foot picked up, and I would not recommend them for people that have any kind of issues like that. There we go. Back when I first started making rag rugs, back in the old days, I would get a dowel and make my own crochet hook. These are nicer. I wouldn't mind it if it was about 3 or 4 inches longer. And my homemade ones didn't have this thumb grip. But back then, I didn't know how to turn my, turn my hook to catch my stuff. This is how I would do it. I would finger it over like that. And now that I know how to do it the correct way, it's just way easier. Earlier I was working on this, and I'm going to kind of go around because the end of it's kind of fuzzy. Oh, and I used my electric scissors that I got for Christmas to cut my strips, but I always used to just tear them. And you can do that. There's nothing wrong with that, especially if you're in somewhere where you don't have the capabilities, time, whatever, to cut them. The only thing is they're fuzzy and you got a lot of strings. So my kids got me this for Christmas, or one of mine kids. That goes fast, you can't even tell. And it's the top one that does the movement. Anyway, that thing works good. I fold up my fabric quite a lot, and then I just cut strips, and it works really awesome. Okay, I told you I was gonna stick with white. Well, I've got three more double crochets, and I think I am going to go ahead and do white. So it might be a little long, but it might not be. It might not be at all. I did a video about a rag. I was trying to do another rag rug with where I wrapped the fabric around string, and that it just turned into a bowl, and I ended up throwing away. It did not work the way I wanted it to. I thought I would come back and show the finished project, but I didn't have one. I ended up throwing it away because it just was not what I wanted. So at the end here, I do 3 double crochets in that loop, and then I do not do a chain 1, but then I do another double crochet in this end spot. And I'm going to go ahead and change to the blue because I'm not going to do that much on that row. So I will be starting on the blue and starting my next row, which is going to be blue. And I'm not one of those who can just leave all my pieces laying there and then pick them up later. I got to pick them up right now. Can't stand that. Little pieces everywhere. It's bad enough when they're on the floor. I like the way this blue fabric, this shower curtain fabric, pulls through, but like I said, it might be too slick. So I'm going to put that in the end. So part of my stitch is going to be blue. See there? And then I'm going to chain 3. Flip my rug. And then I'm just going to I'm going to single crochet in this chain 1 space from the last row. So I'm wondering if I'm supposed to be chaining more than 3, but I don't think I am. 1, 2, 3, single crochet, 1, 2, 3, time to add another one. I think that's probably all I'm going to do for you guys today. Just thought it'd be fun to add another video to my YouTube channel. Appreciate it, everybody who watched. Please like and comment and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And this design of the rug is called a Bumpy Country Road. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. Have a great day. Be safe. Bye-bye.